students, in this tutorial we're going to be looking at how to solve simultaneous equations using the substitution method. So in the first video I solved the simultaneous equations using the elimination method. So when do you use the substitution method? You use the substitution method when you have a variable in any of the equations that has a coefficient of 1. Okay, for the elimination method, we're picking a variable that has a variable with the same coefficient in both equations. And I reminded you quickly that a variable is simply a letter from the alphabet. It can be X, Y, Z, anything from the alphabet in math is called a variable. And a coefficient is simply a number written before a variable. So for example, here the coefficient is 9, there it's -1, like that. So use the substitution method when you have a variable that has a coefficient of 1. So like here, x has a coefficient of 1, you see, same as there. So let's solve the two questions I've indicated from which past papers I got these questions. Okay, let's start with the first one. So it is very important for you to label your equations when you're using the substitution method. Always label your equations. You can use numbers, or you can use letters, or you can use Roman numerals. So I'll put the first one, x minus 2y equals 1. Okay, then I have 2x minus 3y is equal to 4. So I'll label this as my equation 1, and this will be my equation 2. Now I will need to make equation 3. How? By making the variable that has a coefficient of 1 the subject of the formula. Everyone has done subject of the formula. It's the first topic in grade 8 under algebra, okay, or algebraic expressions. So here I'll make x a subject of the formula, and this will become my equation 3. So x equals, when a variable is the subject of the formula, it simply means that variable is the only thing written either on the left or the right hand side. Then the rest of the things are on the other side of the equal sign of the equation. So x is equal to 1, okay, here. Then this here is negative. When it crosses, it will be positive. Simple, not so? This will be my equation, what? 3. Now remember that originally I had how many equations? 1 and 2. To make equation 3, I used equation 1. So meaning for me now I will substitute this new equation I got in the equation I didn't use, okay? So I'll sub 3 in 2, okay? Meaning where there is x, I'm putting 1 plus 2y. Remember that whenever you're substituting, you put whatever you're substituting in parentheses always, so that you don't mess up with the signs. So equation 2 is 2x, but now where there's x, I'll put 1 plus 2y, because x is equal to this 1 plus 2y minus 3y equals what? 4. Okay, then I expand this. This is just pure algebra. So 2 by 1, 2. 2 by 2y, that will give me 4y, minus 3y equals 4. Okay, group the like terms together. This will cross to the other side. Here it's positive, here to be negative. 4y minus 3y, that will give me y equals 4 minus 2, meaning y is what? Y is 2. We're done. Then I'll use equation 3 to get the value of x. Why? Because x is already the subject of the formula. So x is equal to 1 plus 2y. I have the value of y. So x is equal to 1 plus 2. The value of y is 2. 1 plus 2 by 2, 4. The value of y is 5. Okay? Remember, what did I say? Whenever you are solving any type of equation, equations, simultaneous equations, please always check if your answers or the values you've gotten are correct. But this should not be part of the answers you submit. Just prove somewhere to check, oh, are my values correct? So you can pick any of the equations to check. So if I pick equation 1 to check, say x minus 2y is equal to 1, right? So where there's x, what am I putting? What's the value of x? 5. 5 minus 2, what's the value of y? 2 equals 1. The answer I get on my left hand side should be the same answer as the right. That's how you know that the values you got are correct. So what is 2 by 2? That's going to give me a 4. 5 minus 1, 1. 1 is equal to 1. So meaning the values you got are correct. But if you get something like 8 is equal to 1, meaning your values are wrong. Okay? Let's move on to question number 2. There, 2020. So most students have complained about this question. So, oh madam, this question was hard. It wasn't. So look, question 2, x is equal to 3y. 9y minus x is equal to 2. This question actually you can use both elimination and substitution method. Okay? Now, how are we going to use the substitution method? This was so simple because x is already the subject of the formula here. So what do? You just get this and plug where there's x, you put this, then you solve. Then, if you wanted to use the elimination method, you are supposed to arrange the first equation into a normal equation where the variables x and y are on the left and then the constant is on the right. So if I have let me write it from here. If I have x equals 3y, right? I want to write it in this format where the x and y are this side and the number is this side. What do? I'll just say x, this will come this side to become negative. Then what will remain on my right hand side? 0. That's all. But in this case, I want us to focus on solving this using the substitution method. So we have x equals 3y and we have 9y minus x equals 12, right? Okay, so here this will be my equation 1 and this will be my equation 2. Here there will be no need to come up with equation 3 because one variable is already the subject of the formula. So I go right away into substituting 1 into 2. Okay, I'll sub 1 into 2. Sub means substitution into. Okay, so meaning where there's x, I'm putting this. And remember, when you're substituting, I said you put in what? In parentheses, so that you don't mess up with your signs. So it will be 9y minus 3y. Why? Because x here is 3y equals 12. Okay, so 9y, negative by positive, negative. Okay, 9 minus 3, 6y equals 12. We divide by 6 on both sides and our value of y is 2. Just like that. Then we already have x as the subject of the formula here. So meaning we can get the value of x by substituting here. So using equation 1, x is equal to 3y. Meaning x is equal to 3, the value of y is 2. X is equal to 6. We find the values of the variables. X is 6 and y is 2. What's the last part? We check if these values are actually correct. So we can prove. Please don't submit the proof as part of your answer. Just use this to be confident that no matter what, my simultaneous equation was correct because I already verified my values. So you can use any of the equations to verify. So I'll use the first equation. So it will be x equals 3y. What's the value of x? 6 equals 3. What's the value of y? 2. 6 is equal to 3 by 2, 6. Tick. 6 equals 6, meaning the left hand side is equal to the right hand side and our values are correct. So simultaneous equations at grade 9 level use two methods. We have substitution method and we have the elimination method. I've already explained in my first video. Remember, math is a practicing subject. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.